bitcoins per block to a half, 12.5 bitcoins per block. This halving is set to continually take place roughly every 4 years until Bitcoin's coin creation reaches its cap of 21 million coins. Now, basic economics dictates that if the supply of something goes down and the general demand for it remains even just the same, the price is going to go up. And a price increase is necessary for Bitcoin's miners to continue being profitable in light of a decreased reward. Satoshi Nakamoto envisioned that this scenario would work out just fine, and it should work out just fine, if it were not for one little thing: the persistent Bitcoin block size cap. See, every time there's a price spike in Bitcoin, the transaction volume on the network goes up too as people scramble to buy and sell based on the new increased price. But as we saw on February 29th of this year, when it is said that the Bitcoin network became unreliable for the first time, when that block size cap is reached, transactions begin to delay, confirmations don't come in for hours, even days, and it causes not good results. If this congestion, this backlog of transactions happens again at the Bitcoin halving because of a price spike, an expected necessary price spike, the results could actually be catastrophic. Here's why. If Bitcoin's price does not increase because enough people decide that they cannot deal with the block size cap problems any longer, it is likely that some or a lot of miners will turn off their machines and stop working on the Bitcoin network because it is no longer profitable for them to do so in light of the halved reward. If this happens, what is known as Bitcoin's hash rate, meaning how much mining power there is on the network, will drop, but the difficulty level of the hashing work that has to be done will remain the same for a period of time. This is because in Bitcoin, the difficulty level for the work that the miners must solve only readjusts every 2016 blocks. Because of this, during the time that some miners dropped off the network and the time that it takes for the difficulty to adjust to reflect the new and accurate lowered hash rate, the work that existing miners have to do will continue getting out blocks every 10 minutes, as they are expected to, as they always have. This could lead to 20-minute block times, hour-long block times. And if the block times start getting longer, it will take even longer for the difficulty to reach the 2016 blocks it needs to accurately adjust back down. This means more transaction delays, which would likely lead to a lowered price, which would then lead to even more miners dropping off the network, resulting in what one Redditor is calling a death spiral, and what another Redditor has called the sinking of the Titanic. Now, to be sure, I have just outlined a doomsday scenario. It may not happen. A lot of people don't want it to happen. Roger Ver, Bitcoin Jesus, believes it to be unlikely but possible, as he said in a quote I solicited from him, and as he also said, none of this would even have to happen, would even be an issue if the block size cap were simply increased. And Bitcoin Classic has been trying to do that for 2 months now, with not very much traction. Why Bitcoin's miners seem utterly hell-bent on shooting themselves in the foot, no one is precisely sure. But luckily for everyone involved, this is currency competition, and there are options, and nobody has to go down with any ship that they don't want to go down with. Long story short, I hope it doesn't happen, but it might, and you should know about it. Today's episode is brought to you by BlackHalo BitHalo, a double deposit escrow client which is compatible with either Blackcoin or Bitcoin. In addition to double deposit escrow, the client also offers a built-in marketplace, and you can find the free downloads yourself at blackhalo.info or bithalo.org. Holy guacamole, friends. I can only say that when I started the Daily Decrypt, I never could have foreseen Amanda, and today's episode is brought to you by Nubits. Lots of people want to know how they can get Bitcoin without using an ID. Here are the top 5 ways. Number 1, local Bitcoins. Local Bitcoins has on-the-ground buyers and sellers in nearly 13,000 cities around the world. You can meet up with someone to pay cash, send them money through PayPal, Neteller, Skrill, or Dwolla, or arrange to deposit cash at their bank branch. Fees are set by the individual sellers, and Local Bitcoins acts as escrow. Number 2. Mycelium Local Trader. Mycelium Local Trader is a feature built into the Mycelium mobile app, and it's available globally. It uses your phone's location to create a listing of everyone in your area who uses Local Trader to sell Bitcoin. Fees are set by the individual sellers, and you meet in person to exchange cash. Number 3. Wall of Coins. Wall of Coins is available throughout the US, Canada, Poland, and the Philippines. A Bitcoin seller whose bank has a branch near you gives you their bank account number, and then you visit that bank's nearest branch and deposit the cash in person. Wall of Coins acts as escrow and releases the Bitcoin to you once they've verified that the deposit has been made. Fees are set by individual sellers. Number 4. LibertyX. LibertyX is available at thousands of convenience stores in the US, where you make a cash deposit, and the store teller gives you a LibertyX code. This code is then redeemable for Bitcoin using the LibertyX app or website. The service fee is 1%, but LibertyX takes no fees on your first $1,000 worth of Bitcoin if you sign up using Facebook. And number 5, Paxful. Paxful's service is similar to Wall of Coins, in that Bitcoin sellers whose banks have a branch near you within the US give you their bank account number, and you make a cash deposit in person. The service is also available globally, in that some of their sellers accept Western Union and MoneyGram transfers. Sellers set their own fees, and Paxful acts as escrow. Finally, in the honorable mention slot is your local Bitcoin meetup. Check out meetup.com or even Facebook to see if there is a Bitcoin meetup near you, where you will find that there's always plenty of Bitcoin buying and selling going on, and you might even get a discount. Today's episode has been brought to you by Newbits. One Newbit has maintained almost exactly a $1 value ever since it was launched in 2014. This is possible because holders of new shares on the new network cast votes for monetary policy